One of the best political satirists on social media was the Barry Soetoro channel. Their tube is slowly purging its database of everything that is worth the time to watch, with a few exceptions, and it is a pathetic shell of its former self, soon to be in the dustbin of history. I found a single video he left on this platform. It has a poignant message that I believe all of us have to consider in light of what has happened here, and all of us getting weary of fighting the battle for truth on a dead and stinking venue. Stony and I will soon be moving to greener fields, but no doubt we will be maintaining a presence here as long as we can. We hope you will all join us wherever we go, and we promise to keep you on top of the truth. The following is the parting message the creator of the Barry Soetoro channel left on this platform. It was originally posted on August 8th, 2017. I pray that the president fixes this problem before it all goes to hell in a handbasket.
What's the real solution to dealing with YouTube censorship? What's the real solution? I'm hearing all kinds of phony solutions. Some folks ought to know better by now. Some folks are paid to present phony solutions. Some folks are just dopey. They're mentally lazy, and they say, hey, that sounds like a great idea. So, what are the phony solutions we're being offered to dealing with solving YouTube censorship, to dealing with YouTube censorship? What are the phony solutions, and what is a real solution that long-term actually could work? As you know, many of us have been terminated off YouTube summer 2017. They are going through and purging everybody. Why are they doing this? Well, they have to. The regime has to throw people off. They tried everything else. They tried getting you to self-censor. For years, Obama pushed this Web ID scheme. All right? It failed. All right? Obama's gone now. The Web ID failed. Web ID was going to strip you of your anonymity online. So instead of having a screen name Scooby-Doo, you were going to be forced by the government to use your real name, or at least a unique identifier where you would register with your social security number, your birthday, your real name, and then you could call yourself Scooby-Doo. But if you ever said anything the government didn't like, they would just, go in the back end of whatever platform. They say, oh, Scooby-Doo, that's Bob Smith over here in Skokie. That's who Scooby-Doo is. You want Bob Smith's home address? You want Bob Smith's social? It's all right here. Now, how long would it take people to censor themselves? They would be terrified of speaking their mind online, because even if they don't, come after you and drag you out on your front lawn and shoot you like they do in China, even if they don't do that, they know exactly who you are. They have a record of everything you're saying. So they were going to try to get people, scare people into self-censoring using the Web ID scheme. That failed. It didn't gain enough traction because apparently people aren't yet that stupid or that brainwashed to fall into that trap and let them pull that. So that didn't go. What happened next? Well, they tried this big fake news scare. In late 2016, they tried this fake news scare. You're speaking your mind online? Oh, okay. Well, you are ginning up a witch hunt and hate speech and fear and loathing for some pizza joint in Washington, D.C. And what did I predict? 9 days before it happened. 9 days before they pulled it, they pulled their big plot twist, their big climax of this huge huge ordeal they'd been harping on for weeks and weeks and then months and months. What did I tell you they were going to do? 9 days early, I told you they were going to have a fake false flag shooting. They were going to, somebody, either the owner of the pizza joint was going to buckle under the pressure and fake shoot a bunch of people, or somebody's going to shoot somebody, okay? Or somebody's going to go in there and go after the so-called perverts, all right? And again, there's very real blackmail perverts all over the government, all over D.C., all over Washington. We're not going to debate that in this segment. They're there, they're blackmailed, and they're perverts, okay? Period. But this thing was so aggressively marketed by the regime, this particular pizza joint. It was so aggressively hyped and so aggressively marketed. Some of us said, something's up here. This can't be just coming together on its own. This can't be accidental, gaining this momentum organically. Something's going on here. There's marketing behind this to put this in everybody's mind that this pizza joint is dirty and worthy of punishment. So I told you there's going to be a false flag, and some actor, another crisis actor, is going to go in there and fake kill a bunch of people, and then George Soros and Congress will lock down your free speech on the internet. Why? Well, to prevent another tragedy like this from ever happening again. So the message from the regime is going to be, you're not responsible enough to have free speech, to speak freely on the web without regulation, because people die. So simulated victims, vicsims, we see time and again at all these false flags, they throw victims out there that got hurt because of you. And then they say, well, to prevent this from happening again, we're going to take, fill in the blank, we're going to take free speech away from you, we're going to take guns away from you, we're going to take your doctor, your health care away from you, we're going to take whatever we want. Because John McCain is just that brilliant. He's that good at tricking you. Well, not anymore. So they tried that. I predicted it 9 days in advance. And by the time I and then others jumped on the bandwagon and said, you know what, you're right. They're going to pull something. So by the time we're all saying, okay, wait, we're just watching every day. What are they going to pull? What a false flag. Then they do it. Okay, by that time they send this Hollywood actor into the pizza joint and he assassinates a floor tile. All right, in other words, that false flag was a dud because we saw it coming 9 days away. All right, so they didn't lock down the internet. So that failed. So WebID failed. Let's review. WebID failed. Then these false flags saying you ginned up a witch hunt by speaking your mind online. Then that failed to shut down free speech. So what are they doing now? Well, Google, who's owned by the government, funded by the government, controlled by the government. We can argue all day who provided the first $500 million to fund Google. I don't know, and I don't care. All it takes is one picture of somebody, at a party with Lindsey Graham doing something a little embarrassing, and now the government controls Google. Okay, that's how they operate. Sorry, that's how they operate. So whether they control them from day zero or not, it doesn't matter to me. The regime controls Google. So now what are they doing? Well, they told Google, hey, throw everybody off. Just start shadow banning people. We tried that. We tried suppressing their views. We tried unsubscribing people in the middle of the night. I mean, some of my videos, the views, I'd go to bed, I had 5,000 views. Well, I posted one of these videos showing you the count months ago. I showed you the count. It was like, 5,000, 4,000, something like that at night. And in the morning, it was like 2,500 views or 1,800 views. I don't know what, but they chopped my views in half overnight on that particular video. Now, folks, you can only hold people down so long. Once they catch on, now the jig is up. Now they have to just throw you off. But what are they doing now? You see, the regime thinks 10 moves ahead all the way to the end of the line. Okay, so if John McCain, George Soros, if they need to kill free speech, they're not doing what we're doing. We're reacting in real time to what they're doing. We're reacting. And once in a while, we predict the next move. They are charting this out long term, and the goal is they need you silence. They need to control what you say, and they're throwing every trick in the book at us. So they're throwing people off in broad daylight, deleting channels, terminating people off YouTube. That's not going to work long term. Why? Well, my solution. Okay, I'll get to my solution in a minute. But in the meantime, what are we trying to do? Well, like always, we're reacting to it in the same ways we've been conditioned to react to it all along. Oh, we should sue them. Oh, we should sue Google under antitrust laws. We should do a class action suit. Now listen, I'm not telling you not to sue them. I think you should. I think people should sue them. But I want you to keep one thing in mind. You are appealing to the court system to fix what the government's doing to you. So you're asking the government to stop screwing you, and you're asking one piece of the government, hey, would you peel back? Would you hinder? Would you knock back that side of the government over there? Would you take this stick and clobber that other branch of the government over there for me? Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Folks, that's not how the regime got this far, by helping you against their own interests. These judges like their cushy jobs. They make a couple $100,000 a year. They like making that money. They don't want to go up against the other agency. That's not how they got where they got. They got where they got by going along to getting along, smiling and nodding when Maxine Waters shows up at the at the charity event or the weenie roast or whatever and starts talking crap. They smile, they nod. Wow, Maxine Waters, you're a genius. You're brilliant. You're just, I used to think your wig is on too tight, but lady, you are the Nostradamus of your day. You know exactly how this is going to play out. You're on everyone's side. You're also Mother Teresa. You're on the side of the little man, and you want to help the little man. I'm not talking about George Stephanopoulos, the little man. I'm talking about individuals, regular folks. So that's how they got their judge job. That's how they got their director of whatever federal department job. That's how they got where they got. The court system, you're looking to the alligator to save you from the crocodile. Okay? It's folly. It's idiocy. If you really think the courts are going to put something in place to save you and help you long term, a real solution, and the judges are not blackmailed, the judges are not controlled, that you're going to get lucky and get the good judge. Who's out there? I'm sure there's a good judge out there. What are the odds you're going to get him? What are the odds you're going to get the good judge that's not compromised? And the odds are low and falling. Okay, so don't tell me you're going to have a magic solution and you're going to get some monetary damages and that'll be the end of it. That's not going to be the end of it. Could you get some money? Sure. So I'm not saying don't sue. I'm just saying, wouldn't you like to just win? I mean, wouldn't you like to win instead of begging government organization XYZ to curtail, to peel back, to roll back government agency ABC to protect you from that other arm of the government? I mean, why don't you just win? Why don't you just win? Now, what do I mean? Is it really that easy to just win? What the hell am I talking about? Well, so far we've been playing catch up. We've been chasing the regime. We've been chasing the John McCains. We've been chasing the Lindsey Grahams. Oh, I'm sure this time John McCain and Maxine Waters will do what's best and pass some more, enforce antitrust laws or pass some new laws and protect us from the arm of the government, from the Google. Okay, we've been playing this rope-a-dope idiot game all along. What would happen if the regime had to chase us? I mean, we've got 350 million people here. A few of them still have a clue. Okay, a few of them are not brainwashed. What if they had to chase a couple million people? Now, what do I mean? Well, I'm not an engineer, but engineers exist. Folks are developing platforms to take the place. I don't say compete, because YouTube's taking itself out of the game. They're basically committing suicide. So, will there be a period of competition? Yeah, before Google finishes killing YouTube, killing their own brand. Okay, but I'm saying replace. Let's repeal and replace YouTube. Let's repeal and replace YouTube. How do we do it? We don't need laws. We don't need courts. Again, you want to sue them? Go sue them. Do a class action suit. Make their lives miserable. Believe me, I'll buy you a drink. Okay? I'll throw a party. I'd love to watch them miserable, coughing up billions of dollars. I would love it. But long term, you're still asking the prison warden, you're still asking the slave master to change your conditions of your slavery. Can we have a little more water? Can we have 3 sips of water instead of 2 sips of water? This midday sun out here in the fields is pretty hot. Yeah, okay, they'll give you 3 sips of water. Then you know what they'll tell you? Well, we gave you another sip of water. Now instead of plowing 10 acres, now you got to plow 15 acres. Don't complain. We gave you the water. You have more water. It's right there. There's the water you asked for. There it is. Now go plow more acres. That's how the government rolls. So what's the solution? I'm not an engineer, but platforms are up and coming. Decentralized platforms. The biggest barrier to entry has been YouTube. It's not a very profitable thing. I mean, Google is not making a ton of money with YouTube. Why? Because millions of yo-yos wake up every day. They get a hedgehog, a pet gerbil, a pet hamster, and they videotape their freaking hamster walking to and fro along the kitchen table, sniffing some lettuce. And then they upload it to YouTube. And then millions of people go, that's a hilarious gerbil. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it 10 times. So now these servers have to serve out, the server farms maintained or leased by Google and YouTube. They have to have these huge server farms to serve out, a zillion gigabytes of gerbil videos every day to millions of people all over the world. And is the guy with the gerbil, that is the gerbil owner, paying YouTube for this? No, it's totally free to him. But the cost of maintaining these huge server farms is huge. So that's why, unless you want to burn through $10 billion real quick, you don't open up a server farm or release a server farm and call yourself the new YouTube. Okay? It's too freaking expensive. Long term, you're not going to make a ton of money. You're not going to clear a ton of money. So what's the solution? Instead of a centralized YouTube server farm, decentralized. So you don't need a server farm. What if you didn't have this huge cost of maintaining all these servers in this huge warehouse all over the world? One warehouse here, one warehouse here, serving up bazillions of hours of gerbil videos all over the world. What if you didn't need a server farm? And that's where a platform, for example, I'm not hawking BitChute, BITCHUTE. BitChute is an example. It's a decentralized platform. You don't need a server farm. While they're getting started, will they use a server here and there? Yeah, here and there to fill in the holes. But what you're really doing, they're using WebTorrent. So when you go to watch the hamster video on your computer, it is being served from some other dude's computer at his house in Chicago. So you're in Canada, you're in Florida, you're watching this gerbil video off this guy's computer at his house in Chicago. So nobody's renting a huge server farm, and no one's getting charged billions of dollars for all these servers. So this is a decentralized web torrent platform. This is a platform design, a decentralized network that could easily repeal and replace YouTube. What am I saying? I'm saying just win. Just win. Just solve the problem. Stop looking to other people, especially the crooks, the criminals, the blackmailed perverts on Capitol Hill. Stop looking to them to give you something. They only take away. While they tell you you can keep your doctor and it's only going to cost half price and you're going to have bigger health care, what are they really doing? They're mugging you, they're robbing you, and they're robbing your family. They will tell any lie. They will scam any grandmother, any child, any grandkid. They don't care. Their job, John McCain works for the lobbyists. He works for himself. They don't make a move until they figure out how much money they are making off the deal. And then they put in slavery, and then they exempt themselves from it. They don't have your crappy, health care. They don't have your crappy non-health care plan. They don't have your pathetic, you got to wait in line for 6 months to see the doctor. They don't have it because they're not idiots. They're just crooks. They're clever little crooks, but we are more clever than they. So, just win. You want to sue? Sue. Knock yourself out. But stop appealing to the government to fix the problem that the government is creating. You're going to hear a lot of this. YouTube's doing this. YouTube's doing that. Oh, no, we need someone to step in. It's, once again, problem, reaction, solution. It's the 3-step, okay? The old 1-2 punch. It's the old 1-2-3 punch. The government creates a problem. They get you all worked up. They gin up a frenzy. Oh, please, so this is an outrage. Someone's got to fix this. And then who rides in? Lindsey Graham, wrapped in tinsel, on a horse. Okay, dressed up like a Valentine's Day window display. Lindsey Graham rides in to the rescue and offers you, well, if you don't want to get robbed anymore, we can help. And what do people say? Oh, thank God. Thank God. Thank God for Lindsey Graham. This sounds great. Then 2 years later, somebody reads the fine print and they realize, oh, we've been robbed once again. So just freaking win. The government's not going to surrender. They're going to keep tricking you. And these plot lines, this Google, the latest twist yesterday, somebody got fired from Google. They spoke up. They put their foot down and Google just fired them. Well, you know what? No, they didn't. It's all BS to get you outraged, clamoring for more, clamoring for the government to save you. For the government, the regime, the crooks, the blackmail perverts to save you. They need your free speech. They have to take your free speech. And if you let them do that, then my solution isn't going to work anymore. because they're going to cram through new laws. They're going to net neutrality. Oh, here's your solution, net neutrality. We'll regulate it like a utility, since that never caused any problems for anybody, right? The government's going to regulate. Don't worry, let us regulate it. We're fair. Folks, you're really going to fall for this again? You're really going to, more regulation? You're really going to fall for this? So they regulate it. Now what? Well, they have to. The government has to do this. They have to get more regulation. They have to get you calling for more regulation. Why? Because if you do my solution, you're on some other platform. You're on some other platform now. You're not using their platforms. So how are they going to control you? How are they going to control you unless they cram new laws through? They need to regulate everything. If you are in Jamaica using a platform that you invented, and there's 100 nodes across Jamaica, there's 100 guys at home with their computers, and they're, look at what was it, Kim.com, I don't know what it was, Mega Upload, whatever his site was called. They literally, the feds literally bust down your door, they throw you on the ground, they handcuff you, and they put you in a cell until you agree to play ball. That's it. They have to take it over. They can't have you in Jamaica speaking truth and censor the rest of the world, because the rest of the world's linked up to Jamaica. Okay, you see what people in Jamaica are posting. They have to silence and control the whole thing. And how do they do that? Well, get all these free speech advocates so outraged about YouTube abuses that they're calling for John McCain and Lindsey Graham to regulate the internet, lock it down. And where are we? We're back to something. They'll call it net neutrality. They'll call it something else. They'll call it Rumpelstiltskin. They'll come up with some stupid name for it, and nobody's going to read the fine print. And it's going to take more freedom away from you. Okay? Just win. Just beat them. Just win. Innovate. Innovate your own platform. For now, folks are being destroyed on YouTube. They're being terminated. You can find me at Steemit. Follow my blog at Steemit. Bookmark my blog. If you're not on Steemit, go over there, sign up, follow Barry Soetoro at Steemit. You will also find me at Twitter. Come over to Twitter. Follow my Twitter feed. That's where we are, folks. I will see you at Steemit. I will see you at Twitter. This is Barry Soetoro. And remember, just beat them. Stop crying for help. Just win.
Please subscribe to our backup channels, Whirlwind Revolt, Inglorious Patriots, and Net for Truth USA 2 Patriot channel. You can also find us at Net for Truth USA on BitChute. We fly so close to the target, we're on our 4th fighter jet. We will be relentless truth seekers until the enemies of freedom are defeated. You can support this channel by using the links in the description, but for a $100 donation, I will personally send you a autographed hardcover special edition copy of Land of Childhood's Fears. Also, visit my bookstore at lulu.com/net4truth USA. If you are viewing this video on BitChute, you can use the links in the description to support us, or simply click the green $ dot on our video to support this channel. Thank you. Links are in the description section.